President Bola Tinubu has urged African nations to pursue collective action and regional cooperation to drive transformative development in the continent. Tinubu, represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima, made the call while declaring open the fourth annual meeting of the Africa Sovereign Investors Forum, ASIF, hosted by the Nigeria Sovereign Investment Authority, NSIA, in Abuja. He said prudent use of sovereign wealth funds was vital to bridging the infrastructure gap, building climate resilience and creating jobs for the continent's growing youth population.
There can be no greater inspiration to reimagine how we invest, whether in setting up critical infrastructure, strengthening our climate resilience, promoting food security through agricultural innovation, supporting micro, small and medium enterprises, or embracing the digital economy to create jobs and expand opportunities. None of this is possible without catalytic institutions that combine strategic foresight with sound financial discipline. This is why the Nigerian Sovereign Investment Authority stands not only as a steward of our sovereign capital, but as a vehicle for the delivery of strategic infrastructure. It is a catalyst in our national quest to redeem renewable energy, healthcare, agriculture, and much more. It is also a hub for pioneering innovative capital mobilization solutions tailored to the realities of our continent. We must act, and act now to close the infrastructure gap, build resilience to climate change, and create jobs for an expanding youth population.
NSIA Managing Director said the meeting focused on partnerships that could help African sovereign wealth funds balance risk and long-term value for future generations.
As we engage in meaningful discussions, let us bear ASIF's rallying cry in mind, which is that the true value of our efforts lies not only in the capital we attract, but more importantly in the lives that we impact and the opportunities we create for future generations.
Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Wale Edun, listed key priorities as capital mobilization, regional collaboration, human capital development, and policy alignment.
African sovereign wealth funds are uniquely positioned to de-risk large-scale projects, signal national commitment, and align local development needs with global objectives. And to fully realize this role, we must position our funds not just as investors, but as co-developers. And this means mobilizing, structuring, and scaling blended capital platforms that can absorb institutional funding from across the world.
Afreximbank President called for greater domestic investment by African sovereign funds to ensure the continent controls its development trajectory.
The onus is squarely on the sovereign wealth funds to fundamentally rethink their philosophies and to champion, even guide their governments to recalibrate investment approaches and guidelines. Let's use our money to develop our countries and not use our money to develop others. If you lose the money, you will learn from losing the money. If you use the money to create new wealth, even if your capital does not increase, you have actually preserved the capital.
ASIF chairman reaffirmed the forum's commitment to mobilizing sovereign investors for Africa's transformation and noted ASIF's gain in its first 3 years.
In just 3 years, we have made significant strides, laying some institutional foundation of the forum, advancing peer dialogues, elevating our strategic visibility, and enhancing our global positioning.
Pan-African activists urge African leaders to use the continent's vast resources to secure the future of unborn generation.
Go out there. Make Africa great. Africa is not going to be made great simply because we want her to be great. We must work at it. We can do it. We must do it. Let us give value to all our resources. Let us not be consumers of what we do not produce and producers of what we do not consume. The time is now. I say no more.